Just to jump back slightly, you mentioned the man of lawlessness. I mean, there have always been jumps to who is this person. You know, people tie him to the Antichrist in 1 John and looking at some of the old Roman leaders and such, but it's always gone down, and we've had a lot of world leaders that have had fatal wounds to the head and things like that. They always attach that. What do we make of this man of lawlessness?
Well, I do think that Paul has in mind somewhere down the road, and he might have anticipated a picture of that in this rotten scoundrel Nero. But, you know, Nero, and some people try to say that he was just talking about Nero Claudius being the restraint and all that. But the actual events of Nero's death, and really, well, it wasn't like he was struck down by, you know, the word of God coming out of Jesus's mouth. And like, we're still walking around in non-resurrection bodies. So he clearly wasn't talking about Nero. But it looks like he's looking down, down the corridors of history, way off into some remote point in time that's not even revealed to him, where the great satanic rebellion against Christ's victory will be personified in one single human being who will be the focal point for this concentration of evil energy that Paul calls the mystery of lawlessness, which he says is already in play in his own time. And just like Jesus' resurrection was the beginning of the resurrection that's to come, and the whole era of the Spirit is the ministry of that resurrection Spirit, who's giving us new life in our inner man in anticipation of our, the outer resurrection of our whole being and the lighting up of the whole cosmos with His glory. In the same sort of way, in sort of a reverse mirror image, evil has a kind of a different evil has been in place since Jesus' resurrection. Satan's knee-jerk reaction against the mortal wound that was inflicted on him in Jesus' resurrection. And I think what we see over time in history is different individuals who were like little, this may not be the best term, but it's all I can think of right now, little mini incarnations of that great final figure. And so, it might have been Mussolini in one day, it might have been Saddam Hussein in another day, or, Osama bin Laden, or, other figures that kind of approximate that kind of sinister leader of darkness. But one day, that will all culminate in the guy. And again, I think Paul has the sense when that guy is on the field, we'll all know.
That's that little geyser.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right now this is good. That's a good analogy. There are these little geysers along the way, and that one day there will be this just intense, like Armageddon kind of evil. And every generation, we know in fact that temporally we are closer, but every generation is going to have this understandable sense of, well, I wonder if it's really us. I wonder if it's really us. And you're going to have those voices in the church that just say, it's us. Mm-hmm. And who knows how long it's going to be. The benefit to the church is that even when they're wrong, we are continually reminded, don't get too comfortable here. We are sojourners and pilgrims, and our number one task is to tell people, big geyser's going to blow. You better be ready.